we welcome you into Bantam Action. Chatham-Kent Cougars on Coach Code TV. Mike and Mike back with you. It is the Cougars and the Brantford Bisons in the Bantam level. And we are now underway on a nice Sunday afternoon here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Cougars will have the ball to start off this football game. Pretty good field position, too, at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, Luke Rupert with a decent return.
1-0 start for the Cougars with the Bantam as they come into their home opener, second game of the 2017 campaign. They hand it off on 1st and 10. Running back trying to turn the corner along that far side. Tay Lovell with the assignment, and he's able to get maybe a yard on the opening play of the afternoon.
Good penetration there by the linebacker for Brantford, Number 50, it was Josh Lightfoot forcing Gordon Stewart to go out wide. Drew Barco at quarterback for the Cougars, wearing 41.
Second down run up the middle once again. Nice run and getting close to first down yardage. Might be about a yard short. This will bring up about a yard and a half left to go. But again, another good run right up the middle and into Brantford territory.
Gordon Stewart with the carry there. Nice hard running.
Cougars have the ball at midfield, third about 2.
So third down. And a couple of yards to move the chains here. Fairly breezy but sunny afternoon. Barco takes the snap, looking downfield. Will go to the air on 3rd and 2, and he overthrows his man looking downfield for Trevor Lawton. And it sails over his head, so 4th and 2 now the situation at midfield.
Actually had 2 receivers out there, Lawton and looks like that was 25, Luke Rupert, also in the area, just one defender there. But Mike, as you mentioned, unfortunately that ball just overthrown and brings up a big 4th down here for the Cougars, and looks like they're going to line up to go for it.
Trying to keep some momentum going here. First series of the afternoon, run up the middle. This will be close. Let's see if they get enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's you're right. That's going to be a close mark. Boy, oh boy, they're going to have to bring out the chains, I think, to measure that one.
From this vantage point, it's going to be awfully close.
It's going to be.
It might come down to the nose of the football. We'll see.
Gordon Stewart with the carry once again. Good hard running on the inside. As you mentioned, Mike, both of these teams undefeated, 1-0 after big wins opening weekend last weekend. It was the Cougars pitching a shutout, beating the Thunderbirds 18-0.
First down. They actually got it by a fair bit, so the Cougars will get a fresh set of downs now into Brantford territory.
And boy, last weekend the Brantford Bisons got a big win over the Titans, 46-8.
Wow.
Yeah, so obviously this Brantford squad can put some points up on you.
Mm-hmm. As we saw earlier this afternoon in the Pee Wee division, it was also a matchup of Brantford and Chatham-Kent. And a big 53-6 win for Brantford earlier on this afternoon in the Pee Wees. Bantam game underway. 1st and 10 for the Cougars midfield, and a nice little run along the near side up to the 45-yard line. Getting a good amount of first down yardage with Stewart on the ground.
Good hard running, nice blocking out wide there from the receivers, and on the edge there from the tight end. Nice pickup on first down, 8 yards. As an offense, you got to love that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that makes the second about 2.5 pretty manageable here at the 45-yard line of Brantford. Brantford hands it off. They go up the middle once again. And diving up to the 40 and actually past the 40-yard line. More than enough for another first down for Chatham-Kent.
Corin Stewart with the first down comes out of there, though, with a bit of a hobble. But you got to like the way that the Cougars have started this game, running the ball effectively.
Up to the 39 of Brantford.
Keep pushing, guys. Come on.
Barco again dropping back to pass along to the right-hand side. And a little bit of miscommunication. It falls to the turf. Incomplete. Looks like Bully was the intended receiver along the far side of the field, or sorry, the near side of the field. And Cody Bully had a different idea of what was going on there.
Yeah, Bully, the big tight end, lined up on the right side. Pretty good coverage there from Brantford. I wonder if Barco saw that coverage and maybe kind of just threw it at the feet. Didn't want to see that get picked off.
So 2nd and 10. Barco again rolling off to his right. He finds his man along the near side. A catch in, a little bit of yards after the catch. Good job by the Cougars. And Shumansky with a nice second effort. Good concentration. And he wrangles his way to a first down.
Yeah, Tyler Shumansky breaks the tackle initially from the defensive back. Good throw there from Drew Barco. And Barco actually had a couple options there. Shumansky underneath, and then up top, Bully looked like he was running a fly route. He had a step on his defender as well, but Barco elects to go underneath. Nice pass and catch for a first down.
They hand it off to Shumansky on 1st and 10. He finds a little seam off to the left-hand side a little bit. And a few yards there for Shumansky on the ground as we're halfway through this first quarter.
Looks like a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards, so Cougars really with a nice start here to this football game, running the ball effectively and being effective through the air as well. You got to like the tone that this offense is setting right now.
And so far, both a balanced attack through the air, on the ground. We're only a handful of minutes into this game, but they're trying everything on offense. And a flag comes down before the snap.
Flag down on the play.
And they let the clock run down a little bit too much. So this will back things up 5 yards for the Cougars.
And that's what you don't like to see. Calls like that can lead to a drive stalling. You know, you just give 5 yards away for really no reason whatsoever.
Back to the 25 of Brantford. And they go to the air once again. Nice little short pass. Shumansky hauls it in. Not quite enough for first down yardage, but a short gain. That'll bring up 3rd down and looks to be about a short 3 yards to
Third down in the long 3 at the Brantford 20.
pick up a first down here. So 3 yards to go. Under 6.5 to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, it makes for a manageable 3rd down and distance. But again, without that penalty, you run that same play, and that gives you a first down. So we'll see how that penalty plays out into this drive.
Big 3rd down here offensively for the Cougars. They keep it on the ground and getting a lot of resistance by the D-line of Brantford. And again, this will be a close one. I think they might have to bring out the chains once again, it looks like.
Wow, funny from this angle, too. I didn't think that
I thought it was
close.
short.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to be as close as they're signaling. So interesting to see where this measurement ends up. Again, though, our angle up here in the booth, not necessarily the best. Obviously, the officials have the best look.
Now they're holding back the chain gang as they continue to talk about it. And now here comes the chains. 5:57 remaining in the first quarter. This is the first drive of the football game. Oh, and this might be a bit short, about half the length of the football short. So 4th down and a foot here for Chatham-Kent. So decision time. You go for it and pound it up the middle?
I think they're going to go for it here. I don't think they're going to settle for a field goal. Deep into Brantford territory.
Not after the way this drive's been going for Chatham-Kent. It's been quite good to this point. So 4th and very short, and they keep it on the ground. They try and push it forward.
And I don't think there's any question. I think he got that there. You just the quarterback, that's his call, a quick tap of the bum and just take it and run. And
it is
exactly
official.
what they do. Yeah, it's a first down for Barco. Nice job there by the lineman up front.
So this drive continues for Chatham-Kent. And a huge chunk of time off the clock here in this first quarter. It's been all Cougars with this football since the beginning. Barco out of the shotgun, gets the snap off to his right, and it's a reception. Trying to motor his way forward. That's Bully who gets the reception and a few yards after the catch. 2nd down coming up here. After, from this angle, looks like it's about 4, maybe 5. I'd say maybe 4 yards in the pickup.
Yeah, Bully, big target, big number 80, tall, lengthy receiver. They use him at tight end. We've also seen him flash out at receiver like he did there. So they use him in multiple formations.
Up to the Bisons' 12-yard line. Barco dropping back to pass on to his left, and it is intercepted by Brantford as that throw was off the mark right to the Bisons defender. And that promising drive for Chatham-Kent ends on the interception, and we've got a Cougar down injured. And around the 15-yard line. And that's disheartening for the Cougars after methodically going down the football field, getting all that time off the clock, and it ends in an INT.
Yeah, that Barco throw just off the mark, as you mentioned, a little too far inside, right to the defender. He did have a receiver outside, but just came a little too far inside, and the defender was right there waiting for it. Initially bobbled it, but good concentration, able to pull it back in. And as you mentioned, Cougar now down on the field. Didn't get a number on who that might be as they tend to that player for Chatham-Kent.
We remain scoreless. 4:18 to go in the first quarter. All that time taken off on the first drive of the game for the Cougars, ending in an INT. So now it's Brantford with the football. Deep in their own zone as the injured young man continues to get tended to.
We're finally getting a number there on the player, and it's their quarterback. That's Barco, who looked to be favoring his left shoulder or his left arm area while he was down on the ground.
And that would be a big loss for the Cougars if he was out for any length of time, as Barco was having a good drive down the field until that last interception turned the ball over as Barco gets some help off the field.
Comes in to replace him if he's not able to come back in for the next possession on offense for the Cougars.
They wind the clock back down to 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. Brantford with the football for the first time this afternoon. They keep it on the ground, and the Cougars D not allowing them very much on that run on 1st and 10.
Yeah, good defense there from the Cougars, bottling everything up in the middle. Everybody rallying to the football there as well. That's what you like to see, good team defense.
They pick up 3, so 2nd and 7 here. And again, they keep it on the ground. Third down and about 2 coming up here, so a healthy 5-yard run for Brantford.
Yeah, they line up in the I formation that time, and they give it to the up man, big 26, Tanner Geertz, their fullback. And he's a load to bring down. Big body back there in the backfield.
Third down and a couple here for Brantford. Ball at the 20-yard line. And again, they'll keep it on the ground, trying to get those couple of yards. And it's stopped there for the Cougars. See if they got enough for the first down or not. And again, it might be a close call. And they're going to say, yes, you got enough for the first down, so the chains are moved. First and 10 coming up here for Brantford.
Good tackle there by Brendan Benoit. You mentioned, though, they get the first down. Bennett Hart for the Cougars, the linebacker, was able to get into the backfield, but good job by the running back to just leave him hanging and get enough for the first down.
Once again, the ground game goes to work for Brantford, right up the middle. Past the 25-yard line, about the 26-yard line is what they get up to, so pick up of close to 5 yards.
Again, that was that big fullback, Tanner Geertz, 26. He's a load to bring down.
Second and 5. Again, they hand it off to the running back, trying to find a seam along that far side of the football. And past the 30-yard line. They're still about 1.5 yards short of the first down. So third, and it appears to be a little less than 2 to go.
Good defense there from the Cougars to string that play out.
Now has a 3rd down and 2 at their own 31.
Carry by Tay Lavelle, number 24. Looks like he's the lightning of this Thunder and Lightning backfield that they've got.
And again, they move it on the ground. That will be first down yardage for the Bisons once again. So first and 10 coming up. We're under a minute to go in this first quarter, 50 seconds left.
And there's your Thunder. Tanner Geertz, the big fullback, 26. And again, he's a load to bring down. That momentum. He gets that running start. Tough to bottle up in the middle.
From their own 37, once again, they keep it on the ground along the near side, but right there at the line of scrimmage for the Cougars. Looks like Lawton was the Cougar who brought his man down.
That's fantastic defense right there from the Cougars. Looked like it was Trevor Lawton and Jude Pearson in on the tackle. Really, really effective. Only looked like they picked up about a foot.
And this will be the last play of the first quarter. And another running play up the middle, past the 40-yard line to the 41. And that will bring it into the first quarter. An 18-minute first quarter, so very quick here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. And we're scoreless heading into quarter number 2.
A nice play there, Bennett Hart, the defensive end, with this swim move on the edge, forcing the running back inside for Brantford, and teammates rallying to the football there to make the tackle. And boy, did that first quarter, I mean, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx us, but that first quarter flew by. That's about as fast as a quarter as you're going to see in football.
Absolutely. Everybody keeping it on the ground. Clock almost in constant motion. And this is still the first possession offensively for Brantford. And that's after the Cougars had the football for over 8 minutes themselves before turning it over on the interception.
That's right. Yeah, both teams just one possession so far, and Brantford still continuing that first possession into this second quarter, Mike.
What was the call?
Underway in quarter number 2. 41-yard line, still in Brantford territory. Bisons keeping it on the ground on this third down. Big stop by the Cougars, number 22. And Braden Charbonneau with a big tackle, bringing up 4th down. And about 7 to go.
That's a fantastic open field tackle right there by Braden Charbonneau. That's exactly how you draw it up. If you're a coach, if you're a defensive backfield, fantastic job by number 22. He comes up, attacks the ball carrier, got his feet under control, and then makes a great controlled tackle. If he misses that tackle, there is a ton of real estate out in front. Great job. Big stop on 3rd down.
And they kick it away on 4th down. Coming down to the 30-yard line. Here's Szymanski with it. Crossing the 45, 50, right at midfield into Brantford territory. Crossing the 50. A flag comes out back at the 40-yard line.
And I believe they're already pointing that this one's going against Chatham-Kent.
So they coughed up about 20 yards there.
We'll see who's in at quarterback now. Remember, Barco went out with the injury on that first offensive possession after throwing that interception.
Still scoreless as they hand it off to the running back. Cougars trying to find a little seam along the near side. Nice speed going down the left side. Can he get past everybody and stay in? And now finally pushed out to the 33-yard line. What a run for Corin Stewart.
Wow. Corin Stewart showing that speed to get the corner, then nearly able to run away from everyone. Just dragged down from behind by Sam Dean, or else he was gone. And playing quarterback now for the Cougars looks like it's Luke Rupert, number 25.
So a huge run there for Chatham-Kent. And what field position they have now. Ball at the 36-yard line of the Bisons. Still a scoreless game. Couple minutes into this second quarter. 10:43 left to go until halftime after a super quick first quarter. This is the second possession offensively for Chatham-Kent. On 1st and 10, they leave it on the ground once again, finding a seam, not getting a whole lot. On the ground was Chandler.
Yeah, as you mentioned, not a lot of room on that far side for Kyleek Chandler. First time I believe we've seen him touch the football out of the Cougars' backfield. So far, it's been Corin Stewart getting the bulk of the carries out of that Cougar backfield.
Gain of 1 brings up 2nd and 9. Once again, they go to that well once again, up the middle, and again, minimal gain for Chandler. He gets maybe 2 on that carry, pushing the pile a little bit forward.
Josh Lightfoot on the stop after a gain of about 2.
Sorry, Michael. 3rd and 7 coming up here.
I was going to say sorry about that, Mike. 3rd and long. First time we've really seen the Cougars on offense where they're facing a 3rd and long situation. That first offensive drive, they did such a great job getting yardage on 1st and 2nd down.
So a key play offensively. 3rd and 7 here for the Cougars in the shotgun formation. And now the quarterback keeps it scrambling hard to his right. Looking down the field, but keeping it himself, and it's Rupert who gets knocked backwards, and a drop of about 5, maybe 6 yards brings the football back to the 37-yard line.
Well, he was looking downfield. He did scramble out of the pocket with some pressure there. Nice play by the secondary. Looked like that was Sam Dean for Brantford that came up to make that tackle. Rupert was looking downfield as he scrambled out of the pocket, but didn't find anything that he wanted to throw the ball downfield. Anyone that he wanted to throw the ball to downfield ended up with a loss on that play.
So on 4th and 12, they'll boot it away on this breezy afternoon. A multi-hopper back to around the 20-yard line, picked up by Brantford. Some room to move. Nobody in front of him, and now past the 45-yard line to around the 47. Good pickup here for Brantford. On this scoreless football game, 47-yard line. That's where the Bisons will take over here.
Boy, that's a big tackle by Szymanski. He doesn't make that tackle. That's likely a touchdown. Szymanski, the last line of defense there.
Brantford now has the ball at their own 47-yard line.
Let's go, Brandon! Strike off it! Come on, O-line, hit somebody! Hold your ground! Let's go, Bison!
Not going to lie, I believe we do have a shouting match competition coming from the stands right now.
And it's only the second quarter. On the ground, a very minimal gain here for Brantford. They do make it up to the 50-yard line, a gain of a couple.
I will mention it is all good-spirited and good, clean fun at this point.
In the second quarter.
That's correct.
Second down and 7 for Brantford at their own 50.
8 minutes and counting remaining in this first half. Still scoreless. Brantford with the football, second down, and about 7 from their own 50. Shovel pass to the running back who heads off that far side. Good job by the Cougars bringing down Tay Lovell. The running back does not make it back to the line of scrimmage, losing a couple. And 3rd and about 9. Now the situation for Brantford.
Nice penetration there, stringing that run out, and then Corin Stewart comes up from his defensive back position to make that tackle. Fantastic defense. You got to love this football so far from both squads. Looking very, very sharp. Again, this is only the second game of the season, but both teams look in mid-season form. Sharp, crisp tackling. Everyone looking pretty much in unison on both offense and defense. Good to see.
Third down for Brantford, going to the air, and the football sails over everybody, including what appears to be the intended receiver, NCU, number 58. It was a couple of feet over his head, so it falls on the turf incomplete, and a 4th down and long here for Brantford.
Yeah, and he had a step. That ball, as you mentioned, Mike, just slightly overthrown by about a length of a football. And a 4th and long situation now. And I don't know that Brantford's going to kick this one away. The wind is blowing, and it looks like they have the wind at their favor. If they kick this one away, the wind's at their back. It looks like they are going to go for it.
On 4th and long, here they go. See what we can do as they keep it on the ground. Nice burst of speed. They do get the first down and more to the 40-yard line. And that's a huge play by Spencer Cockerell, number 6. And he comes up large. Past the 40-yard line in Chatham-Kent territory. A fresh set of downs for the Bisons.
Well, that was all set up by the blocking up front for Brantford. Did a good job man on man. And then the running back able to cut up the field. Now we've got an injury timeout. Looks like we've got an injured Brantford player.
And popping back up fairly quickly. Good to see. Aiden Crocker, number 33, will head off under his own power. Looks like he was just winded a little bit.
If the officials say it's fine, it's fine.
First down for Brantford. Inside the Cougar 40-yard line, little shovel pass. Back for Cockrell once again. He gets around one tackle to the 35-yard line, and Spencer Cockrell getting about 4 yards, it seems. So 2nd and 6 coming up.
Nice job by the Cougars. Brandon Benoit, number 85, to come upfield, force Cockrell to cut it back inside to where Benoit's teammates and his help on defense was there to make the tackle.
Second and 6, they go to the air, up the middle, and overthrown over everybody's head. The intended receiver again looks like Anciu was the target. And it falls incomplete, so a 3rd down and 6 now for Brantford with 5:09 to go in the first half.
Second time we've seen them with that play where they test the middle of the defense. The tight end just runs right up the seam. That time it looked like there was some miscommunication on where he was supposed to be. That ball behind him.
3rd down play, they keep it on the ground once again. And Cockrell getting the assignment, trying to get past that 30-yard line. And they get enough for that 1st down. They get about a yard gravy on that run. So 1st and 10 now for Brantford as they continue to march down the field.
Come on, Cougars, let's go!
Ball will be spotted at the Chatham-Kent 29-yard line.
Looking to pass, and now a whole bunch of traffic in the quarterback, and he's brought down as Taunton hits the turf. A big quarterback sack by the D of the Cougars.
Wow, great job by Chatham-Kent getting penetration, not allowing the quarterback to settle in there. A couple players in on that tackle for that sack.
Coming in now, center James Bond for the Cougars.
6 on the play is going to bring up 2nd down and 16 at the Cougar
35-yard line, under 4 to play in this first half. Still scoreless. 2nd and 16 now for Brantford. They shovel past the running back once again. He finds a hole along that far side, still on his feet, a flag down on the field. A good run for Brantford. Let's see if it stands.
A very good run by Spencer Cockrell.
I think this is going against Brantford.
No, and it is a hold against Brantford. You're right, Mike, and it's coming back. Fortunate there for the Cougars because that's probably the best running play that we've seen from Brantford so far in terms of success in yardage. Got a nice lead block there from Tanner Geertz and then cut inside of it. Did Cockrell and then jumped over an arm tackle.
So the hold brings it all the way back to the 45-yard line. So 2nd and 25 now for Brantford. As the clock is back in motion, 3:40 left to go in quarter number 2. They keep it on the ground. And Cockrell evading 1 tackle, getting around 2 tackles, and finally brought down past the 40-yard line to around the 38. Picked up of about 7 on that one, so still 3rd and quite long.
Well, you know what? Considering the number of players that were there, I'd say Cockrell did pretty well with that carry. A couple of Cougars attempting some arm tackles there and didn't square up, and it cost them, allowing a few extra yards there. Really should have been only probably about a 2-yard gain, if that. Still a 3rd and long situation here for Brantford.
We've hit the 3-minute warning.
We have now reached the 3-minute warning.
Go, hurry up to the line, come on! Why are we walking?
3rd and long for the Bisons, going to the air and almost intercepted off a couple of sets of hands. Right there was Luke Rupert, actually, who almost caught the INT. It's very atypical of a quarterback.
Yeah, Luke Rupert did a great job reading the eyes of the quarterback, undercut the receiver's route. Right at the point the ball came in and nearly came up with the pick. As you mentioned, Rupert pulling double duty, forced to play quarterback as well for the Cougars after the injury to Drew Barco on that first offensive series.
So 4th down and long. They continue to go for it. Quarterback sliding off to his left. Now looking downfield, a little bit of a stutter step, and he's in a whole world of trouble. He'll be thrown out of bounds. Losing yardage and helping out the Cougars in the process as they now take over on downs between the 40 and 45-yard line.
Yeah, Corin Stewart, nice job. Also in pursuit there was Trevor Lawton. They had the quarterback hemmed in, nowhere to go, and forced the turnover on downs. So nice defensive stand there from the Cougars. And now a chance with 2:27 to go in this first half. Perhaps put a solid drive together and put the first points on the board.
We've zipped on by here in this first half as a timeout has been called there, I believe, by the Cougars.
Yeah, just as you mentioned, zipping on by. We've got a...
by and large, it's been pretty good, though.
No, it has been. It's been really, really clean game so far, hasn't it?
I just hope I haven't jinxed it by saying that, but a scoreless game. And let's see, since the opening kickoff, it's only been 38 minutes. And we've only got a couple minutes left of football here in this opening half, so.
Yeah, it's absolutely flown by, really.
But I mean, good plays on both sides of the football by both teams.
Yeah, it's been really good quality football here in this first half. Really enjoyable to watch these teams slug it out. Solid offense and defense, running the football between the tackles. Really, really love the effort to both teams have exhibited so far in this football game.
So off the timeout, the Cougars start this drive from their own 43. Rupert remains under center, and there's some early movement.
Yeah,
or is it maybe the time count?
No, I think somebody moved prematurely there. Looked like somebody rocked back in their stance.
Yeah, so it's against the Cougars as they go back 5 yards.
Legal procedure penalty back to Chatham up 5 yards. Repeat first down.
Come on, Cougars, let's go!
Oh, and they fumble the snap. They do recover, picked up off the turf, and back past the 40-yard line, so
Picks up that loose football.
that could have been disastrous. They do get a little bit of positive yardage on that play. The 41-yard line, but still a long way to go on second at about 13.
No, you're right, Mike. That they did avoid disaster there, and although this you certainly don't like to see, Corin Stewart is down for the Cougars. He's been a key cog on both offense and defense. Oh, that's a shame. You really don't like to see that. You don't like to see anyone get hurt, and Corin Stewart has been so valuable to this Cougar squad. Up under his own power, though. That's nice to see.
That's good. Looked like he was writhing in a bit of pain there, but he does spring up and heading off with no assistance. So very good stuff. 2:22 to go in this first half. Ball at the 41-yard line. Looking to get to their own 53 to move the chains. Clock back in motion, 2:15 to go. We look back to pass once again. Lots of Pressure in the quarterback's face. He reverses course near side. Now he throws it up and almost intercepted, but it falls incomplete. Marco Danino was right there and off of his fingertips. Some tense moments there for the Cougars.
And Braden Charbonneau, the intended receiver, he was coming back and actually nearly made the catch, but the defender got his mitts on it. You mentioned nearly intercepted, and possibly had it not been touched, Charbonneau might have come back with the circus catch. Amazingly enough, Luke Rupert escapes that situation with just a loss of a down.
Third and 13 now for Chatham-Kent. 2 minutes left in the first half. Dropping back to pass. And the pass is caught at the 45-yard line, maybe an extra yard after the catch. This will bring up fourth down and about 6 or 7 to go.
With 1:54 to play here in the second quarter. And the Cougars would be kicking into the wind, which is just now starting to gust.
It's picking up a fair bit here.
This will make for an interesting call here, especially when you consider that the last time they kicked to Brantford, the Bisons had a very quality return.
They did. They wind the clock back here.
Looks like they're going to line up to kick this one again with 2 men onside.
They get the kick away, and it comes down just past midfield. Bisons turn the corner near side. The 45-yard line out of bounds. Flag comes flying out.
I think this is going to be a flag against Brantford. I think it's going to be a block in the back.
Get on your man, let's go!
Behind, marks the ball back 10 yards to Brantford. Spot foul puts the ball at about the Brantford 49-yard line.
Come on, Cougars!
So the penalty yards will push the football back. It now rests at the 49 of the Bisons. 90 seconds remaining in the first half.
Forward! Do your job, let's go!
Come on, oh!
And up the middle. Trying to fight his way to midfield, coming up about a yard short of his own 54. About a 4-yard pickup.
Boy, that's a nice open field tackle there from 22, Braden Charbonneau. He fights through the stiff arm to drag down the ball carrier. It looked like that run was going to turn into possibly something dangerous from Tail Lavelle. But again, Charbonneau comes up and holds on to that jersey and makes that open field tackle on his own. Great solo effort.
Come on, Cougars!
Second and about 7 as they have it up the middle once again and up to the 50-yard line before Geertz is hauled down. And this is about 2.5 yards shy. So a third down, a big third down for both sides here with 1:12 to go.
Big tackle there from Tyler Szymanski.
Again, on the ground it comes, the assignment level.
Hey, level on the carry.
Looks like he's going to be
And-
short.
Yeah, that's right, about a half a yard short here. 54 seconds remaining in the half.
This looks like the exact situation you'd draw up for your fullback, Tanner Geertz.
Oh, now they're saying
Oh, my.
Now they're saying he
Okay.
got enough.
All right.
They've spotted the ball, and they've given Brantford the first down. Clock moving once again. 45 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Once again, they hand it off. Past the 45-yard line, up to the 40. Still on his feet, 35-yard line. And Spencer Cockrell with some great concentration. Kept those legs moving. And the chains move as well.
Wow, that was a real nice run there from Spencer Cockrell, wasn't it? He was in a crowd there in the middle, and next thing you know, he popped out of it about 5 yards downfield. It's really some nice explosion there from Cockrell through the hole.
Cougars have the timeout here with 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Off the timeout, 1st and 10 here for Brantford. Once again, Cockrell getting the assignment on the ground, past the line of scrimmage, and not a whole lot past that. Second and a gain of 2, so 2nd and 8 coming up.
Good penetration there from Cameron Sanderson in the middle of that Cougars defense.
Come on, boys, do that again. Give them no yards. Let's go.
They drop back to pass, going to the air along the near side, and
Boy, initially
Nice.
it looked like he dropped it.
I
but
thought he did drop it, but apparently he hung on there. Good job by Cody Bully. After a bit of a juggle, he hangs on, so a pass play. They got some significant yardage for Brantford. Another timeout called with 14 seconds left.
Boy, Luke Rupert there on the coverage.
Come on, Cougars.
Was in decent position, but nice throw and catch.
Push them back.
And William Young came up with that football. Brantford threatening to put the first points of the game on the board.
Entertaining first half so far. And just 14 seconds left to go. Bison's through talking it over. As they head back to the line of scrimmage.
Doesn't start till
Little shovel pass back to the running back and nowhere to go. All down was Tate Lovell.
Bennett Hart on the stop for Chatham-Kent.
punt for a single.
Gain of 1 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 9 at the Chatham-Kent 15.
Cougars, push them back. Let's go.
And with time running down in the first half,
You guys can do
let's see what Brantford decides to do here. They go to the air going towards the end zone, and it goes right between the wickets of the receiver. Again, intended for Bully, and it falls incomplete. One more play to go.
Yeah, it looked like it went through the hands of the receiver, William Young. And now just not sure what the officials are discussing here.
Flag on.
Oh, there's a flag on the field. Oh, here we go. Flag on the near side of the field. Oh, it's against Brantford, and the Cougars will decline it.
So now we have officially ended the second quarter, heading into halftime. And a scoreless half of football. We don't see this too often as the team's heading down the tunnel. Into halftime we go. Scoreless, but in a scoreless game, that was actually a very entertaining first half of football.
Yeah, great battle, both sides. Both sides threatening to score. Neither of them coming away with points. Running the ball effectively, but the defenses have been pretty stout. Good tackling all around. Good first half of football.
Game 2 of the season for these Bantam squads. Chatham-Kent and Brantford all scoreless heading into the third quarter. In a few minutes, we'll have it for you coming up on Coach Co TV. And we're back underway. Third quarter action here with the Cougars and Bisons all scoreless. Brantford gets the football to begin the second half, and he gets wrapped up right at midfield. Brought down by the Cougars, but a good run for Brantford. And they will begin right at midfield in this third quarter in a scoreless football game. What a good first half we saw.
Very good. Spencer Cockrell, a nice return, and Tyler Szymanski, a name that we continue to mention, especially on special teams, making a big tackle there. It just feels like, I don't know if it's just me, it feels like the majority of this game has been played right in this area here, right around midfield, outside between the 40 and the 30, it seems like. It's been that kind of a game where both teams have been pounding the football, put the ball in the air a few times, but for the most part, it's been all about the ground game and the stingy defenses of both squads.
You've seen good plays, just good football plays on both sides. 1st and 10 here for Brantford as they keep it on the ground and barely getting a yard on that run. Another good stand there by the Cougar D-line.
Oh, great job there, plugging the hole. Looked like that was 29 for the Cougars, Cameron Sanderson with the big tackle.
Sanderson on the stop of the line of scrimmage. No game brings up second down and 10 at midfield for Brantford.
So right back to the line of scrimmage, no further. Second and 10. They hand off to the running back once again. Cockrell getting the assignment, and he'll fall forward to about the 50-yard line. So pretty healthy 5-yard run there on second down. Third and about 6 coming up now.
Tackle made there by Trevor Lawton. Cockrell, a nice job there, though, fighting through the middle of that defense and pushing the pile forward. As you mentioned, picking up about 4, almost 5 yards. Just keeping those legs churning.
The lines are really off, or those sticks are broken.
Dropping back to pass on the near side, and it's intercepted by the Cougars. 40-yard line, 35, and brought down the INT by Braden Charbonneau, number 22. A big lift on D for the Cougars, and this will result in excellent field position for Chatham-Kent in this third quarter.
That pass intended for William Young. Nice job by Charbonneau. Makes that pick, and then he's chased down in the end by Young. And it's funny, I was just going to say to you, Mike, this game, the way that it's gone, it feels like it's just going to be one of those games where somebody's going to make a mistake and the other team's going to make them pay. And this might be one of those circumstances where you see that happen.
We'll see if this tips the scales here. Great field position for the Cougars. 1st and 10, and now a little bobble off the snap. Quarterback recovers to find some open space, but it's Luke Rupert who is tackled a fair bit behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss on 1st and 10, about a 3-yard drop, so 2nd and 13 coming up now.
Well, Luke Rupert did well just to scoop that ball and get dragged down for just a loss of about 3 yards.
Come on, Hammer, take over this game. Let's go!
Last thing you want to do is turn the ball over after you just take it away.
2nd and 13 from the 35. Dropping back to pass and off the fingertips of Charbonneau. And Charbonneau, the reason why the Cougars have the football where they do after that INT. But a couple of plays in. Not much happening offensively for Chatham-Kent. It's down to a 3rd and 13 now from the 35.
Well, a big play here for the Cougars. 3rd and long. After getting that interception, certainly want to take advantage of it.
High snap brought down, now handed off to the running back. Big pressure and hauled down for a loss is Tyler Szymanski. So the defense for Brantford coming up large after giving up that interception. And 4th down has the football behind the 40-yard line.
Well, looks like they're going to kick it away. They're going to line up 2 players on side with the kicker, so
Only one.
that ball will be live.
Back up.
And just before the kick, it's whistled down
Flag down.
as the flag comes flying out.
It came from the far side of the field. Wonder if one of the Cougars moved early.
Looks like that's the case. It's against Chatham-Kent, so this offensive drive completely stalling out.
It's number 30 that was going to kick this goldfish.
Procedure call does back Chatham-Kent up 5 yards. Repeat 4th down.
No, he was kicking earlier.
Another attempt on the kick, and not the prettiest of kicks.
Well, the one thing that kick avoids is any kind of a big return.
Roll out of bounds.
It's certainly not the kick they were, I'm sure, looking for.
No, he's been kicking quite a bit.
So Brantford will take over possession at their own 35-yard line now. And the Cougars unable to capitalize on that interception.
Yeah, Brantford able to escape any kind of harm there. Their defense stepping up big after the interception by Braden Charbonneau.
I've been here too long. This game's going. It's my cue to go home.
Yes, it is. What's the play call?
Hand off to the running back who runs it right up the gut for a yard or 2 on 1st and 10.
Quick hitch number 26.
That is Tanner Geertz with that assignment on the ground.
Pearson on the stop.
And they're giving him maybe actually 3 yards on the carry. So 2nd and 7 coming up here with 7:45 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Good job by that defensive front for the Cougars. But the wear and tear of stopping Tanner Geertz on a pretty consistent basis could show itself here later in this football game.
Finding a big seam down that far side.
Fumble.
No, it's
And the
loose,
Cougars have it.
and the Cougars fall on it after a big gain by the running back for Brantford. He flat out fumbles the football, and the Cougars take advantage. They have the football back at the 50-yard line of Brantford.
That was 24 on 24 crime. 24 with the carry there is Lovell. But it was Corin Stewart, number 24 for the Cougars, who hustled back, stripped the football, and then able to dive on it and recover it. 2 consecutive drives, 2 consecutive turnovers forced by this Cougars defense.
Still a scoreless game, 7:30 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Now the question is, can they take advantage of it this time? Obviously, Brantford didn't allow them to do that the last time. We're still tied at 0s.
They keep it on the ground, up the middle, some room to move, past the 45-yard line to the 44. A nice 6-yard run on a 1st down. That's pretty much what you want. That's all you can ask for on a 1st down run. Good job by the Cougars.
You got to like that push, too.
Brantford 44-yard line.
Good job by Szymanski. Tough running on the inside. He carries a couple of tacklers with him for an extra couple yards. Love to see that.
2nd and 4. They go to the ground once again, trying to turn the corner along the near side. Good job by Szymanski. He's got some open room down the near sideline. It's Szymanski for a touchdown. Tyler Szymanski found a seam down the near side. And a scoreless game, no more. 6-0 Chatham-Kent.
Tyler Szymanski turns on the Jets. He gets the corner. Looked like a couple of Brantford players, a couple of defenders might have collided on the edge, and that opened up some room for Szymanski, who goes 44 yards for the score. And this time the Cougars make Brantford pay on the turnover. That fumble recovery, huge. Corin Stewart, who made the fumble and then recovered it, and then Szymanski makes them pay with the 44-yard scamper to the house.
Oh, and somebody got a hand on that football, so that blocks the point after attempt. 6-0 lead for the Cougars.
Which could loom large. You hate to see those extra points get blocked like that, because they are just so big.
Great run for Szymanski, putting his team on the board. First points of the whole afternoon after a great defensive battle for 2.5 quarters. The Cougars up 6-0. And a solid kick by the Cougars, and it bounces back to around the 25-yard line, picked up by Brantford, getting around a couple of tackles, and a healthy return to the 40-yard line. Cockrell brings it to that yard marker.
Good stop there by Bennett Hart, number 81 with the tackle.
Let's go!
1st and 10 for Brantford. Up the middle. Pile moves all the way to about the 45-yard line, so a 5-yard gain for the Bisons.
That's just it. Tanner Geertz, number 26, the big fullback, just able to push that pile. Again, it can just really wear on you when you get that big body pounding through there on a consistent basis, especially in the late stages of a football game.
Once again, they on the ground. Keep it on the ground, and a couple of more picked up, and it looks like there is a flag on that far side, on the other side of that big pile of players. Along the far sideline, we'll see what this is all about.
Oh, they're calling it against the Cougars.
Oh no, that's.
I know.
You can never get yelled at if you don't move until you're close.
Fresh set of downs here for Brantford. 50-yard line. They approach midfield. Cougars up 6-0. Once again, they keep it on the ground, but running into a brick wall after a 1-yard gain. Good job by the Cougars D. And it looked like that was Sanderson. Pardon me, no, that was Alderdice 52. Cougars standing tall there. About a yard and a half pickup there for the Brantford Bisons. Under 5 to play in this third quarter.
Good stop there from big number 50, James Bond, and 21, Jude Pearson in on that tackle as well. Doing a good job holding that edge.
Once again, they keep it on the ground right up the middle and having some trouble getting back to the line of scrimmage, just barely getting there, maybe a yard pickup to midfield. This will bring up 3rd down and about 7.
Good stop there. Cameron Sanderson and friends in the middle, and it's tough sledding in there. Geertz is learning that for sure, and that Brantford running back tandem. The yards haven't come easy. That Cougars defense has been very, very stout against the run.
Third and 7. Big play for both sides here. 4 minutes to go. in this third quarter. They drop back to pass. Far side, almost intercepted by the Cougars. So very close, and it looked like that was Stewart who had it go off of his fingertips, but the pass is incomplete, bringing up a fourth down.
Boy, that was a nice read, too, by Corin Stewart playing the corner on that far side. He read the quarterback, broke off his route on the defender, and boy, that ball just went right through his hands.
Play number?
Fourth and 7. They go for it. They try to move the chains. Not a good idea as the Cougars defense. It's still going. I thought he was down. Near side. Might this work out? There's a flag down past the 45-yard line. He does get enough for first down yardage. Oh, my.
I think this is going to be a block in the back. I think this one might be coming back against Brantford, but we'll wait and see.
I thought that run was DOA right behind the line of scrimmage, but somehow he scrambled out of a mess. And we'll get the official word on the flag, but it looks like everyone's going backwards, so this is going to be against Brantford.
Yeah, it was an illegal block in the back, so. Boy, you're right, though. It looked like Spencer Cockrell was dead for rights in that backfield and somehow came out of that pile and
stunned that happened.
Spun back around and came back across the field.
Fourth and a long, long way. They keep it on the ground. Past the 50-yard line, all down before midfield, so that's going to be a turnover on downs as the Cougars will get it back. And they'll get it back in Brantford territory.
It'd be big if the Cougars could add to that lead. 3:19 to go here in that third quarter.
Go, defense, let's go, boys!
Big stop there by the Cougars. Now they transition back to offense right by midfield. And they keep it on the ground, up the middle. Getting around one tackle, second effort trying to push it to the 50, and it looked like a fall forward gets just past the 50-yard line.
Looks like it was Szymanski with the run that time. Does a nice job, takes that handoff, then plants that outside foot, breaks it back inside, and then carried a Brantford Bison for a couple yards before finally being stopped. As you mentioned, a gain about 3 yards there. Tough sledding on the inside there for Szymanski.
2nd and 7 as the breeze continues to be fairly moderate here at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. Szymanski with the assignment along that far side. Moves around one big tackle. Room to move. Good speed, Szymanski towards the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars.
Wow, fantastic running from Szymanski, showing those jets on the outside. Wow, beautiful running, great blocking up front. Takes it inside, then bounces it outside, finds some real estate, and then just turns on the speed. Fantastic run from number 32, and the Cougars now go up by 2 scores.
Second major of the quarter. And Szymanski trying to do it all. Now a little bit of trickery as they fake the kick. And this is not going to work.
Yeah, they bobble on the snap there. Luke Rupert, when he accepted that snap, just bobbled it, and he knew he couldn't get it down in time. Just trying to make something happen, but unfortunately that extra point fails. That's 2 in a row now. The Cougars unable to convert that extra point after scoring a major.
So 2 unconverted major scores, touchdowns for the Cougars. 12-0 they lead, 2:16 to go in this third quarter.
Some confusion there. I think the Cougars thought they might have too many men, but looks like they're good now.
And they boot it away. A line drive kick comes all the way back to around the 20-yard line, picked up by the Bisons. And here's Cockrell. Nice run back all the way to the 50 and past the 50-yard line, close to about in the vicinity of a 30-yard run back. Good job by the speedy Spencer Cockrell. And some good field position now to work with for the Bisons, down by 12.
Good tackle there by Trevor Lawton. And again, around that midfield area where a lot of this game has been played today. It's been a great battle between these two teams.
Very good football game. Still lots of football to go. 2:08 left in this third quarter.
Yeah, I know. I just got one on the stuck on my.
What's the call?
Come on, Cougars, get that ball. Let's go.
They leave it on the ground, right up the middle to the mid-field marker, right to the 55. A pickup of about 3 on that first down run.
Trevor Lawton, the stop there again.
Second down and 7 for the Bisons.
Good job by the Cougars linebacker.
Push him back. Let's go. No many yards. No yards. Come on. You're running.
Second down, looking down the field. Big pressure here by the Cougars. Quarterback still finds a seam down that far sideline, trying to find first down yardage, and he will.
Big run that time from Brandon Totten.
And first down, moving the chains, is Brantford. Past the 45-yard line to around the 44s, where they will begin this series.
Possibly their biggest run of the afternoon. They did have another big one earlier in this football game, but it was brought back on a flag.
What's the call?
Come on, Cougars. Come on, defense.
They leave it on the ground once again, and nowhere to go. Tay Lovell gets brought down immediately.
Nice penetration on the outside. Making the tackle there. Just trying to get a number on the tackler there for the Cougars. Not sure I'm going to get it.
Get
110 seconds to play in this quarter. Now, good job again by the Cougars defense, wrestling the man down behind the 45-yard line, so that's a drop in yardage as the third quarter is dwindling down.
Jude Pearson, 21, the linebacker for the Cougars. Nice job sealing the edge there, making that tackle.
This will be the final play of the third quarter. Third down.
Come on, boys.
10 to go. They keep it on the ground, trying to find that seam along the near side. Can the Cougars prevent their first down? Looks like they have. Stopping him a couple of yards short. And the third quarter now officially coming to an end. And the Cougars up 12-0.
Boy, good tackle there by Szymanski on the cutback. In 4th and 2, you got to figure this is a situation where Brantford's going for it, down 12-0.
Team switching sides to start off this fourth quarter. And a 4th and 2 now for the Brantford Bisons, down by 12.
Oh, they go with the quarterback keeper.
And do they get enough?
They got a good push there. Looks
Some
like,
uncertainty down there as to...
oh, yeah, it looks like that's going to be enough for a first down.
Yeah, there's the signal. So the chains move.
Good push there from Brantford's offensive line. Brandon Totten able to get in behind his offensive lineman and get that first down.
34-yard line. Once again, they keep it on the ground, but there's the Cougars D. Almost there to wrap up the running back, but he gets his second life. And some positive yardage. It looked like at first he was going to drop 3 or 4 yards, but looks like maybe a 6-yard gain on that second attempt.
Wow. Tay Lavelle was dead for rights in the backfield, and the Cougars had him rallied, and then they just went up too high on him and completely whiffed, and Lovell made them pay with that gain, as you mentioned, Mike. Found about 6 yards.
Second down, once again, they keep it on the ground, trying to march towards first down yardage.
24 on the carry.
Once again, Tay Lovell getting the assignment. And that is enough for the first down. He gets back. He gets enough of what he needs to get there. So 1st and 10 once again. The Bisons moving down the field.
Come on, Cougars! Push those boys back! Push!
Brantford goes to the ground once again. And again, it's Lovell getting the lion's share of the carries this afternoon, certainly as of late. And on first down, 3 yards by Lovell.
Nice job by the defense containing him, forcing him to break it inside where your defensive help is. Cougars have really done a great job containing, not letting the running backs get outside for any real big gainers.
2nd and 7 for Brantford. Little pitch out to that far side. And Cockrell with the carry. And he picks up, I'd say, 3 on that run, it looks like, from this vantage point. So 3rd down. And it appears to be a long 3, a short 4 to go.
Looks like that was Bennett Hart and Luke Rupert in on the tackle.
Third down, another run for Cockrell up the middle, pushing the pile of fairways. And that looks to be enough for the first down. Another good run for Cockrell and the Bisons as they get closer and closer. Down 12-0.
Yeah, it looked like Jude Pearson in on that tackle, but you're right. Cockrell, good hard running, pushing that pile, picking up 3 or 4 yards at the end there.
Cockrell again bouncing around one would-be tackler off to the right side. Ball was on the 10. And looks to be maybe a 5-yard gain by Cockrell.
Good defense there from Chatham-Kent. Cockrell tests the hole and then bounces it outside. Cougars defense gets there, but you wonder if they're starting to fatigue a little bit now. This Brantford drive starting to really eat up the clock.
Second and 5, deep in the Cougar territory, and the Cougars now able to do a good job to bring down the running back, as Cockrell not quite as successful that time around. Gaining maybe
On the stop.
2 on that run.
And Kieran Sanderson.
Don't let him get one.
Third down and goal from the 3-yard line.
Looked like it was Brandon Benoit and Cameron Sanderson on that tackle.
And they keep it on the ground once again, and right there is the D for the Cougars. That's a big defensive stop there for Chatham-Kent as they try to run the football right up the gut. This will bring up 4th and goal now.
And there was some confusion on that handoff. There was some hesitation in the backfield. I'm not sure if the quarterback, Brandon Totten, was expecting him to
Not sure who recovered.
take the ball from the other side of him. Are they saying a fumble?
Wow, I didn't see the fumble happen, actually. So, actually, that's going to be a Cougar football now deep in their own zone. I didn't see the ball get coughed up.
No, nor did I.
Their own 4-yard line.
Well, like I said, there was some confusion at the handoff, but it looked like they were able to complete it.
Well, there you go. The Cougars now take over after that turnover that eluded our eyeballs. As the Cougars keep it on the ground deep in their own territory. Not much doing there on 1st and 10.
And that's the 3rd turnover now that the Cougars have forced in this second half.
Torrance Stewart on the carry.
All the points coming in the 3rd quarter. 12-0 for the Cougars as they try to hang on to this one and ideally add on to it in the final 6 minutes of this 4th quarter. Trying to eat up as much clock as they can here. They keep it on the ground. More positive yards here on 2nd down.
That was 32.
Tyler Szymanski on the carry.
I think number 9.
Looks like number 9, Sam Dean.
And looks like maybe a half yard shy of the original line of scrimmage there for the Cougars. 3rd down and a fair bit to come here.
Ball on their own 4-yard line.
Well, certainly you don't want to cough up the football, so you can understand the conservative play calling, just keeping it on the ground here.
Letting those seconds tick off the clock. And that's exactly what they continue to do here with Szymanski powering through a bunch of would-be tacklers, still on his feet. And 1st down for the Cougars. Man, Tyler Szymanski's having a good football game and coming up with the big plays exactly when they need him.
Boy, that's a big 1st down for the Cougars and Tyler Szymanski. Tough running, great blocking up front, and then Szymanski just keeps those legs pumping and carries a couple of Bisons with him before he's finally dragged down. But again, a fresh set of downs here for the Cougars. Keep that clock ticking.
Come on, Cougars! Push!
And continuing to knock as many seconds off the clock as they can. They keep it on the ground, still going. Another quality run by the Cougars. They gain at least 5 there.
Kylie Chandler on the carry, gain about 5
Looks like it was Kylie Chandler with the carry there for the Cougars.
Cougars have a 2nd down and 5 in their own 25-yard line.
They'll give him that forward progress before he was eventually pushed back by the pile.
Another handoff, another run right up the middle. A flag comes flying out
Deep handoff to number 10, Kylie Chandler. There's a flag down.
past the 30-yard line.
I think Chandler's a little shaken up there after that tackle.
Josh Lightfoot on the stop.
Yeah,
And a couple of injured players, one for each team.
looked like Chandler landed awkwardly when he came down. Landed on the top of his helmet. And nice to see him back up, though.
Looks like Cody Youngblood's the injured Bison, who's still getting looked at by a couple of the staff, but he now pops up, which is good to see too. 3:39 left to go in quarter 4, and a 12-0 lead for Chatham-Kent. And now the Cougars have a 10-yard penalty against them.
I'm up 10 yards.
That's a shame for Chatham-Kent. In a good situation now, second and long,
From their own 17 yards.
about 14 yards.
Yeah, just say who got that turnover or that fumble.
Yep, I got you, Mom.
The game's been over.
Another handoff, run along the near side, and brought down.
Warren Stewart on the carry.
Warren Stewart, another assignment on the ground there.
Now Corn Stewart's a little shaken up, and
He quickly gets back up again, back into the huddle.
it looked like he was shaken up there and then kind of shook it off and decided to get back into the huddle. We did see him leave the field of play earlier in this game when he was shaken up on a play, but did come back.
Come on, Cougars!
Made some key stops on defense and as well been really, really effective running the football.
Again, no surprise they keep it on the ground, but this time the Bison defense taking down the running back quickly.
Stop by number 27, Keelan Cleveland Smith from Brantford.
Yeah, Keegan Slezak Smith with the stop there for Brantford with some penetration. Now the 3-minute warning.
2:45 remaining in the fourth quarter.
From their own 20, and we now have reached the 3-minute warning. Yep.
But a good solid football game all around. The Cougars getting a couple of major scores when they've had to, and they enjoy a 12-0 lead. And now on this fourth down, something seemed to go awry there. And a bit of an advantage here for the Bisons as they have that football. Now deep in Chatham-Kent territory and 2:20 left.
I'm not sure what happened there. I don't
The turnover on down.
look like he had enough time to kick that one away.
Ball will be spotted. Looks like about the
Yeah. Stonefish, I guess, just didn't feel like he had enough time to get that one off.
And Stonefish, he's one tough native Canadian to pull down.
At the Cougars 9. 12-0 Chatham-Kent. Brantford keeps it on the ground, marching towards the goal line. And stops just short.
Go on the ball, let's go!
Looks like they made it as far as the 1-yard line. Right on the doorstep, 2nd and goal coming up.
Boy, nice run there by Spencer Cockrell. Right through the middle of that Cougars defense that has been so tough this football game, but Cockrell able to dance his way in there down to the 1-yard line, as you mentioned, Mike, and boy, you've got Brantford knocking in the door here, and just the failure to get that kickoff could really cost the Cougars here.
From the 1, and a big stop for the Cougars. Huge tackle there for Brandon Benoit, number 85, sending the running back backwards. And now a little breathing room.
Well, I'm a little surprised they went with that play call. I thought they were just going to go with the quarterback keeper, just sneak it right up the middle.
Brantford timeout.
And they've had some success with that earlier in this football game, or at the very least, just give it to the up man, the fullback, Tanner Geertz, but they decide to toss it outside, and great play by Brandon Benoit to make that tackle.
So Brantford timeout, 1:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Cougars up 12-0. Both touchdowns in the third quarter.
Through the 2-hole.
We've seen a hard-fought football game for both squads this afternoon. Very good in this Bantam Division tilt.
Yeah, very entertaining football game. Nobody's going to leave disappointed with the way these two teams have played here today.
Absolutely. Timeout now in its final seconds.
That's not what Will called.
Come on, Cougars! You got this! Woo!
What's the call, Will? Yeah, well, that chicken's
Back to playing here, 1:55 to go in the fourth quarter. They give it off to the running back once again, and not getting much was Cockrell on that 3rd and goal. 4th and goal now coming up. And about 2 on that pickup there, and the ball is at the 7-yard line, so not an easy punch in here.
No, big play of this football game right here.
You've got to figure for Brantford, this is the game. You get the touchdown or it's virtually lights out. 12-0 Chatham-Kent. 4th and goal for Brantford. Little shovel pass back for Cockrell, trying to find a lane along that far side. A little stiff arm to that sideline. Can they punch it in?
No, nice defense there.
Doesn't make it in.
He's being pushed out of bounds just shy of the goal line. Early indication.
Good job by number 25 for the Cougars, who made him go out wide. That was Luke Rupert, and then coming in to finish it off, looked like it was James Bond, number 50, forcing him out of bounds just before the goal line.
So a good stand by the Cougars D. It remains 12-0. We're down to 1:22 remaining.
Hey, Blue, let's go. You can do it.
Now, if you're Chatham-Kent, you just don't want to get pushed backwards.
Yeah, ball security here at the utmost.
Trying to move the pile ahead. Looks like he got right back to the line of scrimmage and no further.
I believe that was Corin Stewart that had the carry that time.
2nd down and 10 on the Cougar 1-yard line.
Getting the ball precariously at the Cougar 1. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. And looks like another timeout's being called this time by the Bisons. 65 seconds to go.
Come 4th down, you got to imagine they'll take a knee and take the safety and surrender the 2 points in favor of the field position.
Come on, Cougars. Touchdown. Let's go. Make it so.
On 2nd down. Trying to bring it out just a little bit further.
Corin Stewart on the carry.
Good tough running there from Corin Stewart. Looked like he picked up a couple yards, give them a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah.
Nice blocking up front too, the right side of that line, clearing out some space.
31.
And on is Braden Brott, number 59. Clock back going, 50 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. 12-0 for the Cougars. Ball their own 3, 3rd down. Again, just trying to get some more positive yardage here. This is a little bit dicey right by the goal line. And is this going to be a safety?
No, I don't. I think they're going to say that he got outside the goal line. Give him that forward progress.
All right.
And this is where you'll see the Cougars, I'm sure, surrender a safety.
Ball is spotted at the Chatham-Kent 1 yard line.
They'll just take a knee. Perhaps even snap it and run it around a bit in the end zone to kill off some time first.
Now the Cougars will take a timeout. 39 seconds to go.
Take a timeout now. He gives Brantford the ball.
No, he's saying earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Cougars!
Blow it in before.
On this 4th down, they will
wow.
kick it, and it's not a good kick. It goes out of bounds. 15-yard line, if that, along the near sideline.
15 yard line.
I'm surprised. I fully expected them to give up the 2 points. Sorry.
What's the call,
The
Will?
refs know what it is.
Yeah, we're just trying to.
Now Brantford taking over deep in Cougar territory, marching it right up the middle. And Weird's getting another carry, using that big frame to barrel his way right up the middle. 30 seconds left.
And Tyler Szymanski with the tackle there, prevent the touchdown. Wouldn't be surprised you see big 26 here right again.
On 2nd down, and he does get the assignment once again, looking for the major score, and he gets it. As Brantford's on the board, it's 12-6.
Number 26 with that carry. There is a flag down here.
Oh, it's against Chatham-Kent, so the touchdown will stand.
Penalty does go against Chatham-Kent.
Well, I mean, the Cougars decided that they were going to kick it away, and unfortunately it wasn't a strong kick, and it takes Brantford just 2 plays to get into the end zone.
What's the call?
And Brantford going for 2 here.
Try to make it a 12-8 football game, marching into the
Point after attempt is good.
end zone, and they get it.
Play 11 on the carry.
So it's a 12-8 game now. And 22 seconds left in this 4th quarter. And the kick forthcoming. Anything can happen. Oh, now they have. Now they have. And a big secure of the football there for the Cougars off the kick. They have the ball.
3 yard line.
And 21 seconds left in this 4th quarter.
Nice job by Bennett Hart, number 81. Makes that catch, secures the football, and now the Cougars, you can hear the officials talking with them, letting Brantford know that they're going to be taking a knee.
The Rupert of the Cougars takes a knee.
He's going to do that twice more.
So look at the clock moving here, and Cougars will do the same thing again, taking a knee. 1.5 seconds to go, and this game is over.
It's been a slow go here in the last little bit, but one more deal down, and the Cougars will go to 2-0. And it is now official. Cougars win. Interesting at the end, but a 12-8 win for the Cougars in this Bantam clash with the Brantford Bisons. All the scoring in this second half. A defensive battle in this game. But the Cougars did what they had to do. They hang on to the win. Now they're 2-0.
Well, the key for the Cougars, they created 3 turnovers in the second half. Defense was very stout, just giving up the points there at the very end. And the Cougars moved to 2-0. It's the first points that this defense has allowed. And Chatham-Kent looking very strong. Both of these teams, though, well-played football game. Defenses on both sides, very strong for each team, Chatham-Kent and Brantford. And really it came down to the Cougars taking advantage of a couple of turnovers there in the second half and some big plays. But well-played football game. Both sides, really an enjoyable game to watch.
2-0 for the Cougars. They win this afternoon against Brantford in this Bantam clash together on this beautiful afternoon at the Chatham-Kent Community Athletic Complex. 12-8, the Cougars win. On behalf of Mike James, Jeff Brooks on the camera, and the rest of the Coach Co TV crew, I was Mike Renier. We'll continue to follow you all throughout the season. The Chatham-Kent Cougars through 2017. Check them all out online too anytime at chatham-kentcougars.com.